Hey guys, welcome to the Financial Independence Mastery course. We're excited to have you here. I am a passionate personal finance advocate, and I'm excited to sort of share some of my recommendations and what I believe with you as a group, and hopefully make your lives better because of that. So first things first, the definition of financial independence. It flips the traditional work to retirement ratio upside down. So in traditional life, you're working for 40 to 50 years and then you retire for the rest. But financial independence argues that we should be working for 5 to 15 years and we should save aggressively and be intentional with our financial decisions. And you'll hear that word again and again, intentional. And then we can quote unquote retire to pursue your hobbies for the next 30 to 60 years. And I put retiring in quotes there because it's not a true retirement. We don't expect you to sit and do nothing, but it does give you time to pursue what you actually want to do. So we're going to go into that in obviously a lot more depth throughout the course, but some kind of key overview of things we're going to do. We're going to build a personal budget and go over an investing strategy that FI recommends. We're going to align your spending with your values so that you're putting money on the things that really are important to you. And we're going to design a life that achieves financial independence so that you can focus your time doing these things that are important rather than being tied to your 9 to 5 job, which a lot of us don't love. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself and why, what credentials I have, why you should be listening to me on this topic. But before we even do that, I want to give you 6 steps to financial freedom. We're going to go into a lot of detail on each of these and many more topics throughout the course. And I don't want you to get bogged down in the details. So, like, you can refer back to this slide as you need to because it's really got the crux of what you need to do for financial freedom. So the first is start saving early. The earlier, the better. But that being said, it's never too late. Compounding interest is a huge benefit for your savings. So the sooner you get your money working for you, the better off you'll be in the long run. What goes hand in hand with that is number two, automating your savings. It's going to be difficult to, constantly invest money on the market, but once you start getting a regular paycheck, if you automate that and you're not, having to remind yourself monthly or bi-monthly, whatever it is, just sooner the better. So, put 10, 20, 30, 50% of your paycheck in, whatever you can afford, and automate it so you don't have to think about it. Number three is save as much as you can without depriving yourself. Financial independence doesn't advocate, just spending absolutely nothing. The point is not to be as frugal as possible. So, do allow yourself some indulgences along the way. But that being said, we are looking for a high savings rate because that's going to allow you to achieve financial independence more quickly. Kind of going hand in hand with that is number four, prevent against lifestyle inflation. So lifestyle inflation is sort of a term that we use that, as you get into your 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, and 30s, your income grows and grows. And often what grows with that is your expenses and your lifestyle. You get a nicer car, move into a bigger apartment, you go out to nicer meals. And one of the key tenets of FI is really to control that lifestyle inflation. Just because your income increases doesn't mean that your expenses should increase as well. Number five is max out tax advantage accounts like your 401k or a Roth IRA. And there's so much detail to get into here, even beyond this course. I mean, we cover a lot of this in this course, but there's a lot more to get into. But kind of the core framework you need to have in your mind is if you have an opportunity to defer taxes or avoid taxes now and do it later, take advantage of that opportunity because it's going to help you out in the long run. And the final thing is number six, invest in low cost index funds. I'm sure you've heard over time about people who recommend certain stocks or certain strategies or invest in Bitcoin or whatever it is. But FI methodology is pretty simple. There are 2 or 3 low cost Vanguard mutual funds that if you invest in these, you will be fine. And they achieve diversification, they're safe over the long run. So don't get caught up in any sort of complex investing ideas, just stick to those. So those are the 6 key tenets to financial freedom. And I just want you to keep those in the back of your mind before we go, in depth in the course or even for the rest of this lecture. So as I mentioned, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm 35 years old. I'm a business professional. I've got a wife and young daughter, and I'm about 1 to 3 years away from financial independence. So I'm hoping by the time I'm 36, 37, 38, I'm really doing what I want to do and not what I have to do. I'm super passionate about personal finance. I love working on this with myself, my wife, and my friends. I've just found myself, poring over blogs, listening to podcasts. I consult for some of my friends. Just, they come to me with basic advice, and it's stuff I really care about and want to help others with. So yeah, as the bottom bullet says, I'm looking to help others grasp their finances and make, those deliberate, and we use the word intentional before, choices by explaining my choices and strategies that I recommend. So my experience and specializations, I've worked in an array of different industries, including finance, consulting, e-commerce, and tech. I've lived in three high cost of living areas: LA, New York City, and San Francisco. And I've had experience both renting apartments and owning homes, including both home I own right now in the East Bay with my family, as well as a rental property in the Bay Area. I've lived when I was in my 20s with roommates as a young professional, and currently, as I said, I live with my family, my wife and 2-year-old daughter. So all this life experience makes me well qualified to advise on certain things, but unqualified to advise on other things. I know high cost of living areas well, including financial pros and cons of different housing options. And I've done extensive financial planning research as a young professional. So, like, thought about my retirement accounts, where I should be saving that money, how I should be investing that money. I've been in the tech industry for the past almost 10 years, so I know the compensation packages pretty well, and I've switched job multiple times, so I'm well versed in salary negotiations too. And I've gone from bachelorhood to married life, and I know what it's like to have a kid. So both of those life changes bring about an array of different financial choices and ramifications that come. And I feel fairly well suited to advise on those. Um, but what I'm not suited to advise on is strategies and experiences I haven't had yet. So one, I'm not an expert in retirement drawdown strategies, so I don't feel comfortable advising on that. I don't advise, nor am I knowledgeable about investing in unconventional strategies like Bitcoin or anything like that. And I really, I'm not a real estate rental professional, especially outside of major metropolitan areas. So there are plenty of other individuals who specialize in these things, but I don't feel confident talking about that advice. So anyway, guys, really looking forward to this course. This is it for this lecture. Stay tuned for the next one.